Hello and welcome to busyworksbeats.com. As promised, I said the next video I'm going to make is a Logic Pro video. Now, technically, I got so excited about a Nest Acoustics video that I had to make another video. But here's the Logic video that I promised. I do have Logic courses at busyworksbeats.com/premium. It's our beginner's course for Logic. It's one course. I don't know why I say courses. It's one course. So if you want to get started with Logic, I have a course on that. Okay, so let's open up a new instrument, a new software. So we just right click, open up a new software instrument. You could grab sounds from two areas, this library area, or you could just click here where it says instrument and load up an instrument directly. So Alchemy is a really, really good plugin. Like I slept on this for years, way too long. Okay, so this thing is basically Logic's built-in Omnisphere, and it comes with Logic, and the sounds are incredible. We go up and knock. Let's make some like West Coast type. Let's turn the BPM on. Let's go to like 93 BPM. Let's record this. 2, 3. So you will get the project files for free. Just go to busyworksbeats.com/betterbeatmaker. You'll get these project files for free. Okay, so what we're going to do is just quantize these notes. I'm not a big fan of, whoops, wrong button. I'm not a big fan of using Logic's like drum designer. I just think it's just more convoluted than it needs to be. So what we're going to do is we're going to drag in a drum kit from the stock sounds just to show you how good their stock sounds are. So go to the library tab up here, electronic drum kit. And we're going to go to the 808 Flex is really good. You know, I'm sure there's good other ones, but I found the 808 Flex to be really good. So let's drag this. Let's actually create a new software instrument and do that over here. Just click on it and now it's loaded up. So what I do like about Logic is they've adopted a step sequencer, which is really cool. So it's similar to FL Studio. If you click here, you can switch out the more steps. Okay, so it just breaks it up into 32 steps per screen view, so it doesn't get too convoluted. And basically, you're just going to draw on your kicks just like you would in FL Studio. Now, the difference is, though, that the colors don't change per thing. So you have to visually look at these little divider things. It is a little tedious. Okay, and then you could either keep drawing over here. I don't think the drums are going to change, so let's just pull this down to 32. I don't think we're going to make that many changes here. So we're going to do doom, 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 trecio. Let's go back. Let's turn the bass down just a little bit so you can hear the kick. Okay, now the cool part is with the hi-hats, we can get really unique here. So the only thing is I wish there was an auto button. I'm sure there is. I just don't know the shortcut for it. But you have to manually click in the hi-hats, at least from what I understand right now. Okay, that could be, oh wait, it's right click to repeat. Oh, that's only for if you want it the same. Okay, so it's not very straightforward. If we wanted to go all the way through, like in FL, you could just right click, fill each 2 steps. You know, it's very handy. I'm sure there's a button. I just don't feel like looking for it. Okay, so that's it. So let's say you wanted to create a hi-hat roll. The cool thing is in Logic, if you click this drop down, you have different parameters you can change per note. So you could add what's called a repeat. So let's do, so you can just draw in little quick hi-hat rolls. Now I'm going to make this another note so it's a little bit longer. But the cool part is you can left click and drag this to have different values. So you can have it go fast to slow, slow to fast. And it just creates a unique sound. So usually you go fast to slow, but there's no rules for it. Now, another thing is if you click this drop down, you could change this out for something else. Let's change it for offset. And if you click this up arrow, you can offset all the notes to the right or to the left. So now I'm delaying the hi-hat on purpose to create that West Coast swing. I'm also going to do the same thing for our snares. So let's repeat this. Okay, so on the snare, let's go to the drop down. Let's go to offset. And now we're just going to click the up arrow to offset all these notes to the right. So it's delayed off the grid. That's what creates that sound, that West Coast sound. You can do the same thing for your kick. So essentially everything has its own unique timing is what we're doing right here. Okay, so if you want to make your drums hit, click this little inspector tool. We're going to go to our drum track. And what I'm going to do is run it through a compressor. Just turn the compressor on. And we're going to go to the Platinum Digital and turn on what's called the soft clipper or the soft distortion. Turn off the threshold and just turn up your input gain. And then turn your inputs and outputs down. Now you hear the drums knock. I'm gonna push them a little bit harder. So we're pushing them 15 dB, pretty loud. Now you can go back to the actual sound, the individual sound. Just click this drop down and you can start to level stuff individually. So let's say the hi-hats are too loud, which they are. You just turn those down. Turn the snare up. Turn the kick up. I think that kick. Let's actually pull it back down. So now let's go back to this alchemy patch. And what we want to do, it's a tongue twister. What we want to do is click on alchemy and just change out the preset. Okay, so we can mess with these parameters here. The sound kind of falls apart with the cutoff. These sounds are so clean. Logic's sound engine and their sounds are just the cleanest sounds I've ever heard. Even if you make like aggressive sounds in Logic, it still has this clean, pristine, clean sound in Logic. Let's use this one. Let's find something where we can add some chords. Just gonna add little passing effects. Let's turn that down. Did it even record? Whoops. Do that again. 1, 2. So that keeps the track moving, those little percussive. So I'm just playing fifths, D to A. Okay, so super clean sound. Let's find another. We need to stack chords. Clicking all the wrong buttons, y'all. Let's call this West Coast Beat YouTube free download. So now we need some chords. So we're just basically starting with that bass because that's the identity for the West Coast sound. So load up another alchemy. And we need to find something to where we can add chords. So let's go through keys and see if we can narrow it down. Electronic keys. I think there's something called, I don't know if it's built into Logic. Let me double check. But it's called AAS. Let me see. I don't know if Logic has that by default or if I'm making that up. Let me see here. Oh, actually, let's do vintage electric piano. Duh. Here we go. Let's get the real deal. There we go. Let me turn my velocity on here. Now we just got to figure out a dope chord to play. Add a little bite to this. So I'm just playing D minor. Let's record that. That was kind of hard. So I like the bite on this. Just playing D minor. So that's really a chord just spread out. Just quantize it a little bit because it's a little. If you quantize it too much, it loses the vibe. So we need to quantize it somewhere around like 50%. So now let's add some keys. Let's duplicate this. And we need to add some high-end keys. So I'm going to take off some of the bite, aka the drive. Let's turn up the chorus amount. Add some tremolo. Maybe some phaser. Let's figure out a chord we can. So normally when I play minor chords, I go down with the tonic in the fifth. Here I'm going up with the tonic in the fifth. It's a little low, but basically I'm playing D, F, A in the bass to add a little more. And then what I'm doing is sharpening the fifth and the tonic. So now we're going to take all these notes up a half step. Okay, so it's a little difficult the way I'm playing it, but let's try this. Okay, so let's hear that. It's a little tucked behind the beat, so let's solo it so you guys can hear. All right, so pretty simple. So I think the keys are a little too early. Let's move these to the right just a little bit. So really, I want to copy these notes into the bass. I want to see, let's hit Control A, copy those. Let's find a new instrument, a new software instrument. We're going to just layer the bass and the electronic keys. So now we need a bass. So what I do usually for bass when I am looking for a very specific thing. Now we already have a bass, so let's not overfill the beat. Never mind. So disregard what I just said. What we could do though is pull this down an octave. That might suffice. It might be better because this has that bite to it, and that way it's out of the chords way. But we're just playing D minor, D, F, A. Now I'm gonna show you guys a trick. So if you go up to your panel up here, right click, go to customize control bar and display, switch this to custom. We're gonna go to what's called vary speed. We're basically gonna slow down the beat. Oops, I clicked the wrong button. Click vary speed, and then we're gonna right click over here. Where's it at? Actually, don't right click, left click. Okay, switch this to vary speed and pitch. And then I believe we could left click over here and set this to either percentage or detuning amount. Let's do detune amount. Let's pull this down 3 semitones, -3. So now it's gonna slow down the entire beat. So let's say it's too slow, you can speed up the BPM. I forgot the leads, so let me go back and add some leads in here, but that's the cool sound you can get in Logic. So what I'm gonna do right now is turn this back to 0. We're gonna go back to 90, I think it was 3, and record a lead, and then I'll use very speed to speed it up or slow it down. I don't wanna record too fast at 100 because I might mess up. So let's go to Alchemy. It's basically like their version of Omnisphere. Let's go to leads, and let's try out different leads. So I'll just kind of go up and down the scale. So I can see here it add leads for days. So to save time, because it's just really just me stacking leads at this point. Let's run it through very speed one more time. Let's do -3. And then again, we're going to change that BPM to lock it into the rhythm we want. All right. So that's how you create a West Coast beat in Logic. I'll give you guys these project files for free. Just go to busyworksbeats.com/better beatmaker. I want to thank you guys. Subscribe if you're new, and peace.